firm going around impersonating me, but I'm the real Tim Cook. If you're wondering how I got this graphic to appear like this, that's part of what I'll be talking about today. And so, yeah, if you have any questions during the session, you can either type them out in the chat window, or you can just even unmute yourself and ask me. And if you'd like to continue this discussion after the session, I'll be going over to the hangout room, which I think we'll find out the details of that when we're finished here. And because I'd love to keep talking to any of you, and I'm really excited about this project, and if anybody else got interested in doing anything similar, I'd be even more excited. I teach English at this university. Idio Sosei University. And this year I'm teaching a third-year student seminar, Zemi as they're called. And the theme of the Zemi is language learning through language exchanges. Most of our exchanges have been through video conferencing tools like Zoom, but I have some experience as a professional TV performer too, which, as you can imagine, is influencing everything I'm doing in this course. And I also have a PhD in communication studies, and the communication I studied was the videos of distance learning courses, not from a conventional educational technology framework, but from a semiotic framework of television and film studies, semiotics being the study of seams or signs and what they mean. So I'm having students play with video in these video conferences, but also examine the way video makes meaning beyond the explicit objective of language learning. My approach to video I'm calling theater, the word theater coming from the Greek verb to behold or view, also the origin of the word theory, by the way. Theory being a way of viewing something. And the word video itself is straight from the Latin I see, video, or in classical Latin, I guess, video. Video has lots of different cultural manifestations, from broadcast TV to video conferencing, cat videos, wedding videos, surveillance videos, videos through Line or Facebook, which is technically video conferencing, but we don't usually say video conferencing when we're talking about line video, probably because a conference doesn't sound very fun. What people in video conferences do, like this, is conferences, which is a business metaphor, or in Japanese, video kaigi, video meeting, which is also a business metaphor, the stereotype of which is not very interesting. Of course, TV has as a cultural practice, it has its own pathologies, I guess you say, but also a creative potential. And I wanted this to be an opportunity for students to do what people in TV do, which is create things to see, to behold. A question you constantly hear in TV production is, what am I supposed to be looking at this moment? And if you don't have an answer to that question, people aren't going to be looking. In commercial TV, that question is in service to selling something, with the program just as a way to deliver the viewers to the commercials. But the question still stands, what am I supposed to be looking at right now? In theater, you're looking at a story play out. Even things that aren't billed as theater have theatrical narrative structure in TV, which is, in classical theatrical terms, theater has a beginning, middle, and an end. In the beginning, there's some conflict or problem that arises, and the problem gets more complicated in the middle. And in the end, it's resolved in some way. And if you buy into the story and the problem that the story poses, you want to see how the problem is resolved. That's why we watch it. Young people in particular watch theatrical productions, whether movies or on TV or YouTube or whatever, because they're learning how to solve problems, like life problems, and it's fun or interesting to see how other people solve them. So even in a video conference or interactive theater, as I'll call it, I'll insert an interactive sort of play being another wonderful metaphor. We're playing. We're grown up, but we're playing. So for example, in this Zoom session that I'm about to show, between students and my students and students of Japanese in the US, the dramatic pretense is that this is a classroom, which is just a pretense because we've had live sessions from a park and from a gym, from a library, and through green screen we made a restaurant. But this particular scene called for a classroom. And then there's some tension that students cause by asking permission for various things. And this was to teach Japanese. So we did this whole thing in Japanese. And so this clip we made a few weeks ago, we're speaking in Japanese, and the Japanese grammar point we're trying to teach is temo ii and te wa ikimasen, or in English, it's okay to do something, or it's not okay to do something, or is it okay to do something? The students' acting abilities vary, and the person playing the teacher is supposed to be a little bit clueless, but he was nervous, and it's hard to play clueless when you actually are, well, nervous, we'll say. And the audio quality is an issue because I'm using students' phones as microphones, because this is all free. Everything I'm doing is through free software and hardware that I or the students already own. It's not quite ready for prime time, but compared to the multi-million-dollar budgets I was working with in TV, I think we're getting pretty good bang for our buck. I had a second laptop to control the video switcher but that morning that computer crashed, so I had to use the laptop with the webcam we were using, which is this laptop or this camera right here. So my shoulder and part of my head appears in the video, so we obviously have lots of room for improvement, but again, this is all free with no crew to shoot it, so I don't think it was too unforgivable. Here it is.
行って
そうです。行って。
先生、トイレに行ってもいいですか？
行ってもいいですか？行ってもいいですか？
先生、トイレに行ってもいいですか？
あ、シェリーさん、今は日本語のクラスですが、今トイレに行ってもいいですか？大丈夫ですか？
行ってもいいです。多分。
あ、そうです。はい、大丈夫です。はい、ゆうとさん、大丈夫です。トイレに行ってもいいです。
ありがとうございます。
でもすぐ戻ってきてくださいね。
はーい。
先生、今昼ご飯を。
ブランドンさん。
はい、
これわかりますか？
はい。昼ご飯の食べていいですか？
そうです。昼ご飯を食べてもいいですか？
先生、今昼ご飯を食べてもいいですか？
昼ご飯を食べてもいいですか？昼ご飯？いいえ、ダメです。これは日本語のクラスです。食べては、ゲーブさん、これを読んでください。
食べてはいけません。I can't.
あ、そうです、そうです。食べてはいけません。俊太さん、これは日本語のクラスです。今は食べてはいけません。
わかりました。
ゲーブさんの日本語のクラスで 食べてもいいですか？
いいえ、
ダメですか？じゃあ
So we try to make it like a conversation more than like formal teaching. We also made some pre-recorded videos that we rolled into the live video at appropriate points, and we made one long skit that was 7 minutes long. I'll just show you the beginning of that one.
すみません。ここに座ってもいいですか？
はい、どうぞ。
図書館で食べてはいけませんよ。
それは何ですか？
ポテトチップスです。
ここはどこですか？
図書館です。
図書館でポテトチップスを食べてもいいですか？
ああ、ダメですか？
もちろんダメですよ。図書館で食べてはいけません。
ああ、そうですね。すみません。
ポテトチップスをください。
え？
ポテトチップスをください。図書館では何をしますか？
本を読みます。
そうです。図書館では本を読んでください。
わかりました。
And it continues on. There's a funny ending at the end, but we had some trouble at the end of the live video, so we had to shoot this a second time. And the second time, the guy playing the teacher wore different clothes, so we had this big, huge continuity problem. But oh well, I hope people forgive us for that. So at the end, after the students had interrupted the teacher with all their pesky requests, like to go to the bathroom and to eat lunch in the classroom and all that, the teacher is finally ready to get down to business. Then this happens.
じゃあ日本語を勉強しましょう。
はい、
じゃあ
先生、次のクラスに行ってもいいですか？
ちょっと待ってください。カンザスシティ美術大学の皆さんとジョンソンカウンティコミュニティカレッジの皆さんとカンザス州立大学の皆さんにさようならを言ってください。
皆さん、さようなら。
さようなら。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございます。
もう楽しいです。上手にできましたね。ありがとうございます。先生もありがとうございました。皆さんありがとうございました。ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
ありがとうございました。
参加させてもらって
So the problem or tension that was created by all the delays is finally resolved by the bell and the class ends. So now, so far you've seen switching between graphics, which I've been doing here in this program that I use in that class too. And also I showed video roll-ins and switching between two cameras, which you saw in that class video, like between one camera that's showing one angle and another camera that was showing the teacher. And then also the closing credits, and you've heard sound effects and music, plus the acting, such that it is. And the narrative structure, they're all signs that signify, we're trying to signify, this is a TV show, or at least pay some homage to TV. I played those credits at the end because that's another big signifier of TV. And in the vocabulary of TV, it means goodbye and take care. It's instructional, but first and foremost, it's a show. It has taken myself time to get up to speed with all the software and hardware I'm using. And only recently have we been able to do these kinds of productions. And as you can see, there's a lot of work we have left before we can be satisfied. My students have told me as much in their written reactions. I don't have a lot of data yet, qualitative or quantitative. Although in semiotics, we don't really use quantitative data. But I intend to go there. In the description of this, it mentioned all the data I was going to present, which, sorry, I don't have that. But we're still in the early stage, and we need more technical practice and theatrical rehearsal. Depending on how much you get into the production aspect of this, it takes work that if you're not into it, it wouldn't be worth it to replace straight talking head presentation with this. But if you're up for the challenge, it could be an experience like no other in a student's academic career. If you're interested in the technical setup, this past spring I went out and bought a gaming laptop because gaming is even more taxing on a computer than video editing. So I did buy that. But I was in the market for a new laptop anyway, and I've made a handout for all the software that I'm using. Let me share that with you in the chat window here, which is, let's see, there, which I'll also show here. The one that I'm using right now is at the top, OBS Studio. And of course, I didn't put Google Images, which I didn't put that because I'm sure everybody knows that. But although if you want to put images into a video that you get from Google, if you're going to end up posting it somewhere on internet, and if you made a really good video, you'd probably want to do that. You'd want to limit images to ones that have a Creative Commons license. And through the program at this OBS Studio, I'm sending out my video and audio right now. So let me show you what that.
Excuse me, Tim. You've got 5 minutes.
Okay, thanks. This is that program, which I can also put my own face in it too. So that's all it. So I loaded these graphics and the video and sound effects into this program. Actually, I can show those are images of the screen of that program. I can show you also the live program. Oops. Actually, when I go to the live program, funnily enough, I don't think I can share my own audio because I didn't set up my audio to go through that. But anyway, that's what the program looks like. And those clips that I shared, I'll put those into the chat window too. And then otherwise, I'm done. Any questions that people have. Anybody else doing anything that involves performing in front of a camera or on stage? Or does that relate to anybody's teaching currently?
I have students who have to make a promotional video, and we learn about very simple stuff like A roll, B roll, and just how to, similar to what you've done. You start with a problem, and then how did this problem get solved? But it's not nearly on this level. This is really impressive. Kathy, did you have something you wanted to say?
Yeah, I have two things. First of all, hi,
Oh, Kathy,
Tim.
hi. I didn't
You.
notice you there.
Yeah, good to see you. I
Thank you.
popped in a minute or two late, but I
Yeah.
really enjoyed your presentation. I have two questions. First of all, do you ever get students who are very reticent about standing in front of a camera and opening their mouths and actually speaking? Or do they know before signing up for the Tim Cook Zemi that this is part of the deal?
Yeah,
You tend to
they
get
knew
students
that
who are more
because
outgoing, and
that's what they signed up for.
it's what they signed up
Um,
for. No
so out
surprises.
of yeah, only 5 students signed up for it.
And
uh,
how large are the other Zemi classes at your institution?
I guess the largest is about 12, so they're not that
They're
big
all
to begin
small.
with, and there's some that are smaller than mine.
Okay. And my other question was
Yeah.
about equipment. I mean, you need cameras, you need all the editing equipment. Does your school finance that, or
No, but guess what? It's all free. I
it's
mean,
all free?
I bought my own laptop.
Uh-huh.
Maybe I said this before you came in, but I was in the market for a laptop. I needed a new laptop, and I knew I was going to be doing this, so I got the most souped up laptop I could get, which is it's a gaming computer, because gaming is about the most taxing thing you can do, even more than video editing.
Alienware, was it?
Well, no, this is the most souped up laptop I could get at Kojima Denki, which is not all that elaborate. So this is just a Lenovo iPad gaming.
So,
And the rest of the software, it's all on that list there.
All there.
It's all free.
Very nice.
So
And then the cameras are just
smartphones.
Smartphones.
So that live class, I'm really curious about the workflow you had there. You had your laptop as your video switcher, right? Your laptop was running Zoom using
it was running
OBS,
Zoom and OBS Studio at the
right? So you had the different cameras set up in your classroom. You'd switch between the cameras, and the students were using their smartphone microphones to talk into the live session. Is that correct?
That's right. Well, actually, they were. They had to have two. One was to connect to Zoom, and one was to record their voice, because I wanted to record their voice to make the video sound better, like as a recorded video, not the Zoom audio when I use the record.
Wow.
But sometimes that didn't work too. So there was variable audio quality. Like sometimes it got really good, and then sometimes it got poor. But
And then on top of that, you had students from your sister university in Kansas
right,
log into the
3
live.
of them, right.
What did you do about the time difference? Because I'm sure it's quite large, right?
Yeah, this was at 11:30 in the morning here, and so in Central Standard Time it was 8:30 at night.
8:30 at night.
And their teachers just arranged it all, and they wanted to do it. So
wow.
I know one of the teachers is a friend of mine, and the other 2 teachers were friends of her. So that's made it happen.
That was really impressive. Have you got a channel at all where we can see more of your work, or?
Well, that's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't know if I should put this on on YouTube, because for anybody to see. But then I did put it, this whole video. Let's see, I have that on Google Drive, and so anybody can see that. So it doesn't, it doesn't really. If anybody can see it on Google Drive, it doesn't matter if it's on YouTube or Drive. So here is that whole that whole show, I'm going to put it in this chat box again, which is, that's the link that right there they just posted. That's the link to the whole show. I call it show instead of class, but 23 minutes and 17 seconds.
We've just got time for maybe one more question. There's one here from Daniel Ross. Show the slide with the list of equipment or stuff like. Oh, okay. We don't have to do that then, I guess.
Okay.
Oh, Daniel Ross is going. Daniel, are you okay? Did you?
Yeah, he had a slide with a bunch of things on it.
Oh yeah.
Were these all on the drawing?
You want to see that? That is here.
Yes, that one. Okay, great.
And
Ooh.
so it was OBS Studio. Hold on, let me make this bigger.
I just want to try and get a quick screenshots.
OBS Studio, and then the video that I made, like the pre-recorded video, I edited that in this thing called DaVinci Resolve, which is it's a steal for being free, because it's like a professional video editing program. And they put it out for free, I guess, as a way of selling their other products. I don't know why they would do that, because it's
okay. Sorry, I'm gonna have to cut you off there, Tim. We're a bit over time now. So thank you again, Tim. That was very interesting stuff.
Oh, how do we get to a hangout room?
Go back to the JALT session.
Mm-hmm.
You can find the hangout room in
the Eventzilla page.
Yeah, Eventzilla. It should be at the bottom for hangout rooms.
Okay.
So if any of you would like to continue the conversation with Tim,
or you can search in the search box, type out Hangouts, and it should come up. Yeah, Hangouts 32. Enter in progress.
Okay, so could everyone just turn your mics on again and give a nice round of applause for Tim? This is very, very interesting stuff. Very impressive.
Tim, I'm afraid I can't hang out, but thank you very much. Stay in touch, okay?
Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
See ya.
There's always another Tim.
Yeah, I just noticed that. There's two Tims here. Okay.
I guess I should hang up.
Yeah, well, we've got to prepare for the next session, so thank you for coming, Tim.
Thank you.
Okay, great, thanks.